Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
Hey, Joe.
Welcome to the Silverback Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today's Monday, March 28th. It's Monday. It's the last Monday of March. But it's Monday. There's snow on
I
the
thought
ground.
it was supposed to go out like a lamb. I think the lion forgot to leave.
The lion is not leaving. There's snow on the ground.
Luckily it's not on the roads. Here. Oh, funny story.
Sure.
Yeah, you're telling me how it was in Medina?
Mm-hmm.
I was telling somebody and the guy who had come in to pick up to drop some equipment. I was like, yeah, I know. I was just in Medina.
Oh, yeah. So
he said he had to plow 3 inches of snow out of his driveway.
Yeah. So we live in Grafton. Mom and Dad live in Wellington, which is about 20 minutes west of us.
A little bit south, aren't they?
Southwest of us. Kind of south. More
west by southwest.
More west than south.
Yeah, just west by
I called my mom this morning at like 8:10 and was like, dude, I'm not making it to church. I'm not driving in this car. She's like, what are you talking about? Because we canceled dinner yesterday with Mom and Dad because it was snowing here. They got nothing.
And it wasn't actually the snow on the road that was bothering me. It was actually some of the guys went not that far away from work, and he's like, I don't know if there's anywhere close to there to eat because I couldn't see anything. He actually couldn't see if there were any stores on his way into the location because of how badly it was snowing.
Yeah, snow squalls. It was definitely, some snow squalls. Anyway, so my mom's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I go, well, I'm standing in my living room. I have a parking lot on this wall, parking lot in the road. Couldn't see either of them. Parking lot in the road that way. Couldn't see either of them. Really, honestly, couldn't see the main road. Mom's like, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And we actually had the same thing at my job. So I'm pretty sure it was the south part, even though it was only a couple miles further south on the longitude lines. I think that's the difference.
Well, and then Medina's about 30 minutes east of us.
Due east, actually.
Yeah. 30 minutes east of us. I got out there at lunchtime for my lunch, and they had a solid 3 inches. We had like an inch or two. They had a solid 3 inches. Mom and Dad had no.
It's like it came out. Actually, it's like it literally just came straight out of the lake. Headed southeast. Like, oh, we're gonna miss Wellington. Hey, Grafton, here's a little bit. Hey, Cleveland, here's a little bit. Hey, Medina, you.
Well, it's called snow squalls. They are like it's almost like a thunderstorm with snow. Obviously, you don't have the thunder and the lightning with snow squalls, but that's what it is. The National Weather Service actually has devised snow squall warnings so that people who are in these areas are warned, but they don't come up with they don't come warned like
the National Weather Service is yet to recognize it.
Well, the National Weather Service is the one who came up with it. They just need to implement a warning system like they do with thunderstorms, because there was a giant one that happened in Pennsylvania this morning and it caused a massive pile up on I-80 and it actually killed
that one. He said you couldn't. I don't know if anybody remembers, but you know how the old cars used to have those little emblems right at the front of the hood? They're like, you couldn't see. He's like, this guy's like, I had an emblem. I couldn't see the end of my hood.
Well, there's a video floating around, and if you go to the Weather Channel's Facebook page, you'll find it on there from today's video. But some guy was videotaping it after he got into an accident, and you could just hear the cars crunching into. Like, it literally set off my anxiety watching this video. I wanted to vomit. I was almost having a panic attack. So.
Well, that's literally like my worst case fear.
Mine too.
And I've actually driven in a thunderstorm. It was so bad that the full speed windshield wipers couldn't keep up. Thank God everybody had the exact same idea at the exact same time, and we were all doing 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So nobody rear-ended.
Yeah. So needless to say, this week has kicked off with some craziness. The weekend wasn't bad, though. We had actually a good weekend, nice calm weekend.
I finally feel better.
Stayed home.
Took over a week.
Got our taxes done finally. Never saw a W-2 from my former employer.
And we're contacting the lovely 3 evil letters in order to
Oh,
sick
I've
them
already
on.
contacted the IRS. They said to contact the County Labor Board. Have no idea how to actually go about that, though, because when you Google Lorain County Labor Board, you get ODJFS, Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, or you get the Union Board up in Lorain.
First one.
I'm thinking it's ODJFS, but I don't know. Well, anyways. Taxes weren't nearly as dramatic as I was making them, probably because I was having anxiety issues because of the whole W-2 situation. Okay, so it's been our week. How's y'all's week been? Like, really? I do read your comments. I know I heart them all.
I don't, but we don't have a shared account.
I do read them. That's why you get a little heart. I read them. I sometimes don't read them until we're filming because it hasn't popped up, but I do read them. I try to reply to them. I don't always get a reply to them because I don't always have a reply. But why don't you?
I'm reading these actually. Teresa, I am so flipping sorry. Forge is the snow and allergy season. Angie?
I've determined that spring means what other weather is going to spring up. Can you?
No, another baby. Okay, we got Andrea, Angie, Teresa, Tracy, Andre, Lynn, and PD Stitcher.
Tamara. We thank you for commenting.
Yeah, I will say that thankfully the last fish fry, they figured out what the problem was and they put up a bunch of signs warning people.
Yeah, they did. So, and they were very, very apologetic. And I'm not going to lie, I looked at my wallet today. I don't think I paid for my dinner on Friday. I don't know if they intended for that to happen or if it was an accident, but...
Oh, they probably intended because they probably felt like total crap because it's
I didn't mean to make them feel like crap. I just didn't want them to get somebody seriously sick. That was all.
No, I didn't know. That's probably why they felt like crap, because you were being nice about it. It's like, oh, here's this really nice human, and we made her husband really, really, really sick.
I will say that they have good food. I mean, their food is good. The French fries are good. The fish is good. It's good.
This is what happens when people cook for other people 6 days out of the year.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a church. It's a church group. They do this for 6 weeks during Lent.
6 days during Lent.
Right, they do it for 6 Fridays during Lent. So I get it. They don't necessarily have a full-fledged kitchen. They're hoping that next year they can actually have 2 separate fryers. I'm wondering if, with being down for 2 years because of COVID, they lost some of their volunteers just due to age and unwillingness to do it and whatever. So it is what it is, and it seems to be fixed, so I'm not going to complain. I mean, I can't complain. They fixed it. They took care of it. End of story. I got a new phone, and I'm struggling with it.
This is what happens when you literally double the number of your phone. She went from a 3 to a 6.
Struggling. The struggle bus is real. Why don't we go on to Whips?
Okay.
Whips?
I guess as far as copying the pattern, my bug took a holiday.
Well, you've got this week to start it. March isn't over yet.
I'll start on April 1st just to say April Fool. Just have my bug go April Fools. I just thought of that. That would actually be really, really funny. And as many people have noted, yes, I am silly. And for better or for worse for this lovely lady here, this isn't an act I put on because the camera's on me.
Nope.
I have had a lot of people ask her if I'm like this all the time for various different times over our time together. She always goes yes, and I either get "you must laugh all the time" or "I am so sorry." Those are usually the reactions. Whips.
Whips. All right.
Hey, you're
well,
holding this whole section up, honey bunny.
let's start with whips. Let's start with whips because I actually got a fair number of finishes this week on my ornaments. So, spring equinox week. What we were working through last week. Well, part of last week. I got some of it done the week prior. Anyways, moving along. Berries in Bloom by Hands On Design. It was free Christmas of 2020. I don't know if it's still up for free. But Berries in Bloom. This was, I pulled this out for alternative stitches on a prompt to stitch on something egg shaped or that had a broom on it. I have no egg shape. I have no broom.
Why are we going between Easter and Halloween?
Actually, the broom's got spring cleaning.
Please tell me, comment below. Am I the only person that thought Easter and Halloween? Because when I think of broom, I usually think of
Anyways, I did 500. This is 520 stitches. This is 520 stitches. This is on a piece of random.
Isn't that the one I told you remake it, please?
I want to say it's 18 count Ada. I think it's aquamarine. I think.
It's awesome. That's what it is.
Apparently, I have to figure that out. It does look really good with those.
Oh yeah, I could think of some beautiful things to put on that.
Okay, so where's our brown? The leaves were supposed to be, each leaf was supposed to be one colored shade green. Each berry was supposed to be one color shade red. No.
With it different.
Yes. Yes.
So you did the exact same thing I would have done.
So I pulled a pretty green. I pulled tortoiseshell, and attic tea from my Victorian Motto Home for Christmas. Y'all remember that big old cardinal from a few years back? Home from Christmas. There was some leftover threads from that. So I'm doing put two stitches together, put two threads together, stitch on the same thing. Which is why I'm pretty sure I'm actually lying, and this is not an 18 count. It's a 16 count. So I did that for the green, and then my red is actually DMC 115.
Isn't that dragons?
Yes, that's what you use for Dragons of Sumatra.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, we got plenty of that lying around, don't we?
Mm-hmm. And I had plenty in a bag of random variegateds that I had gotten from somebody. Okay. Reindeer barn. I didn't use this for a prompt apparently because I don't have it on anything. I'm sure I used it just for general stitching. It's Santa's Transportation Center is the actual name of it. By Pickle Barrel Design. It is from the 2021 Just Cross Stitch magazine. I have a random thread. Oh, this is also 115. I used 115 for my red barn. I got 310 stitches on it. 310? That's it? I feel like it should be more.
Cross stitch will do that to you.
Yeah, this is a piece of 32 count dirt road. Yeah. Pretty sure I actually paused stitching on that Wednesday. No, I didn't stitch that much on Wednesday because Wednesday was when we went and got our taxes done and I had PSR and there was a lot of stress and drama. Okay. So, then we will go to my last whip for the moment. Why did I use air quotes? This is my last whip this week. This is Warm Wishes by Boulder Valley Stitching. It's from the 2021 Just Cross Stitch Ornament Edition, obviously. This is actually stitched on a piece of 25 count Lugana from Silk Weavers. I don't remember the colorway. And that's upside down. I stitched on this to start Hadrian's Wall week in Daily 30. We are doing a whole week on Hadrian's Wall. The wall the Romans erected in Great Britain to separate the Roman Empire from the natives.
Oh.
Hadrian's Wall.
I remember what my teacher called that now. The Great Wall of Britain.
Yes.
That is.
People have referred to it as that. So we had to stitch on something that made us think of home for one of the prompts. So Warm Wishes is a big red barn, and barns make me think of home because I grew up on a farm. This is a 200 stitch. Hadrian's Wall week is 200 stitch count week. So I did a build a challenge with it and did 403 stitches. That's whips for the week. Let's move on to finishes of the week.
Kitty.
Okay.
I'm apologizing to the poor cat now.
We apologize in advance. So this is Holiday Cheer by Threaded Dream Studio from the 2021 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. Joseph picked this out for me to stitch on Monday. And because he thought it was nice and simple.
No, specifically I was going for nice and quick.
Nice and quick. It was relatively quick. I actually had all of the stitching on it done on Monday. I finished the back stitch up on it on Friday. But this was far from simple. There was a lot of small little symbols in here that she wanted you to do over one. I wasn't messing with that, so I just made them quarter stitches, and it looks lovely. But it was relatively, it was relatively simple. It just was a little bit, we shall say, tedious. So the stitching on it was 517 stitches. I did all the stitching first. 517 stitches on it. And then the back stitching equaled 179 stitches. So, and the back stitching really did make it look pulled together. So it was worth it doing the back stitching.
I don't have fun with bells at all.
I used that for Spring Equinox week for something new and fresh. Because new start, new and fresh. Alright. And then, oh, I forgot a whip, but it's okay. Snowflake by Crafty Cat Designs from the 2020 Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. There it is. It's on a piece of random fabric flare fabric that somebody gave me. Pretty sure it's fabric flare. Pretty sure it's 14 count. I will say, for this being quite a simple pattern, there were a couple pretty significant mistakes in the pattern. And I'm not entirely sure if it's just cross stitches printing in the issue or if the designer screwed it up. because this bottom part of the snowflakes down here had an extra line in it. And in the, clearly in the model, you can see it didn't. I followed the model. And then this far side of beads weren't even on the chart.
Well, hold it up when you're done knocking. Okay.
Not entirely sure what happened with that.
Well, you fixed it and you're awesome. And I think our dog might have a unique response for bells.
She could. That was 341 stitches. Holiday cheer. And then Saturday's ornament was Every Good and Perfect Gift by My Big Toe Designs from the Just Cross Stitch 2021 issue. This is on a piece of another piece of 32 count dirt road. There you go. Isn't that lovely? This was 444 stitches. I used this for a stronghold piece because this month my ornaments are my stronghold because I'm doing lots of them. I could have done build a challenge with this, but the way I counted it, I didn't have 200 stitches left on the second part. It's fine. It's fine. I'm like several prompts into Stronghold Week. Anyways. Or into Hadrian's Wall Week anyways. So then I did Blue Crystal by Crafty Cat Designs from the Just Cross Stitch 2021 issue. That is a not so great picture. So here's my lovely ornament. I did do it in darker blues than called for. I don't know why. I just wanted to. I thought it looked pretty.
They look cool.
I did this ribbon differently than she had it charted. She had it charted to have one piece coming up from each side, cross them in the middle, and couch it down and have the strips hanging. I didn't like that look. I like it laying flat, so that's what I did. Although getting it onto that piece of fabric was a wonderfully interesting challenge. I did not have a big needle big enough.
Thankfully, somebody did.
And it was questionable with that needle.
Well, I have bigger needles, but since we haven't used them, since the dawn of time, I don't know where the thing I keep them in is in.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to find a pack of like 18s or 22s for something like this and keep them.
Well, we can. I know about. There's 2 places where it could be. So before you need them again, let me know before you buy something.
I'm actually wondering if I might have a couple upstairs. I think I might. Regardless. Okay. And then my final finish on the week, North Pole Supply Company by Twisted Willow Designs from the 2021 Just Cross Stitch ornament issue. There literally was 71 stitches on this left for me to finish it. So I finished it. And then I also stitched on, at some point this week, I don't know really when.
Probably after you got done those stitches, I think. You were doing that Friday and Saturday, I think. No, Saturday. You complained about Saturday.
Was it? Well, I don't know. I did stitches on Starry Night. I had started this for something that was uneven because that tree is crooked and I think it's uneven. I did 402 stitches on this over the course of, I think, 2 weeks, a week and a half. I don't know, I think you guys saw part of this shit last week. But, yeah, that's going to take a little bit of a nap because that project's being that ornament's being a bit of a pain. That's been my stitching for the week.
Okay, I'm going to do something cute because I'm me. to my lovely wife and to anybody else who has done. This is everybody who's gotten it finished this week.
I apparently sandbagged all the ornaments that were quick stitches for the end of the month. Unintentionally.
Actually, half of that was probably my fault. Because I just picked. I was like, hey, you know what? Let's do. Literally, I didn't even think this was. I actually thought this was a bigger piece.
I honestly did not expect to finish this yesterday, and I think had we gone to Mom and Dad's, I wouldn't have.
But no, I'm just saying. I thought like some of those were a lot smaller. I didn't realize how much beadwork was in them. And well, sometimes beadwork is faster, sometimes not. I actually still haven't braved those waters yet. I've been hiding.
I will tell you, I did. What did I do? Oh, this one. I used the 9mm on the invisible thread. And this one, I was super lazy, and I just did one of the colors, the lighter of the blue colors. This was so much easier to bead. Honestly, I think I'm just going to use regular thread from here on out and not mess with that invisible thread. Because that stuff's frustrating and...
It's plastic.
Well, yeah, it's plastic, basically. So that's been my stitching for the week. I have no haul. And I need a drink. So before we go do plans, I'm going to get a drink.
BRB.
Plans and announcements.
I got no clue.
You got no clue?
Work is crazy this week.
I got no clue.
But I think I know what happened to my bug. I think my bug got caught in the bug that caused my stomach to be upset. I don't like to stitch when I'm sick. How about y'all? Comment below. Do you like to stitch when you're sick?
It depends on what I'm sick with. Like if I just got a runny nose, like if it's like a cold, I'll probably stitch because I don't want to do anything else. Like if my stomach's upset, all I want to do is lay in bed and cry because I hate having an upset stomach.
And by God, the dog wants attention.
I think she needs to POTGY.
Well, you need to wait 5 minutes. You need to. You get her.
All right. Andy got a potty. I'm trying to get her to do her reviews. Bandy got potty? Do you want to go outside? Do you hear this? We're going to pause and take the dog pee. We have returned.
Dougie has been pilled.
The dog has been taken care of. And you said you don't know what your plans are.
No. I'm going to try to get something done. At least get a couple stitches in on it.
Because you were supposed to start what?
4 of them in March.
No, which one were you supposed to start during the last week?
Air.
Elemental Dragon Air by Ink Circles.
So I'm going to try to get to that one.
You're going to try. Well, today is Monday. If you're an astute viewer, you will realize what ornament I am stitching on today. I actually am probably going to have it done by the end of the day. Left to start then, I have Christmas Cactus and Poinsettia and Pine Peacock. And then a freebie from Doreen Jones from 2020. Yes, 2020. And if you are an astute viewer, you will know which one I didn't show that I have sitting over there that I'm working on. So Friday will be the new month. We'll get new monthlies from Daily 30. That was last week. And I'll move
no
on
pranking,
to...
by the way. I hate April Fool's Day.
No April Fool's Day pranks. I like funny pranks.
Well, let's just say after people let you make you think you broke a $500,000 piece of equipment, April Fool's Day is not that funny.
I delete people who put up their pregnant pranks.
Ditto.
Obviously.
That's just mean no matter who you talk to.
So let's see. So we have. So April 6th, Wednesday, April 6th is my birthday. I am starting the Blue Flowers a Greyhound year for my birthday. There are 29 different colors in it, and she calls for them all to be in fancy floss. Look. That's some BS. Okay? Okay. I will not be doing it all in fancy floss. I will have to go.
Fancy floss, like literally the price tag lives up to the title?
$2.50 for a 5-yard skein of the shit and stuff. Yeah. 29 of them. Even at my wholesale price, that is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, but for that much money, I better be able to buy a wand that actually stitches that for me because it's so perfect. It's actually a magical item.
I am
Yes!
right.
And anybody who plays D&D will actually get the reference.
And she calls for it on. I need to like pull the pieces of the pattern out because looking at the back of it, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that impressed with the Blue Flowers charting abilities. There, I said it. Because she calls for it on 40 count, doesn't give you a size for it on 40 count, tells you what the stitch dimensions are. Thank goodness. It will fit on a fat quarter of 32, which I have to dye this week. And she doesn't give you the DMC alternatives for the 29 fancy floss that she thinks you're going to buy to stitch her pattern.
Does she work for them?
It's all 3 different fancy floss companies. It's Weeks, Classics, and Gentle Arts.
I thought those were just the distributors.
Nope, those are the 3 dye companies. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that impressed with her at this point. I know lots of people love her and think she's great. This is my first adventure with the Blue Flower. I'm just not impressed. I am going to stitch it because it's greyhounds and I love greyhounds. I love my greyhound. I love greyhounds. I am probably going to do my floss pull month to month. Start with January block and then just do my floss pull month to month. And probably I may do the fancy flosses for the border because I know I have them. I'm almost positive I have them. I'm probably going to see what I have that would match the fancy flosses for the dogs and possibly do the fancies for the dogs. Outside of that, I'm probably going to figure out what DMC equivalents are and pull those from my
Technically,
stash.
wouldn't we just do a Sullivan equivalent?
Well, yeah, I would do the Sullivan's equivalents if I have the Sullivans because unfortunately, ordering the Sullivans, wait up to a month.
Well, we're going to lose light, so we need to wrap up.
This is why I'm only starting with 1 block. And I'm going to worry about the flosses for 1 block at a time. It's just going to make my life a little bit less. I want to kill myself. That's what I'm doing with. Well, it's not exactly what I'm doing with Fall on the Farm, because she calls for like, I don't know, 18 different colors, and they're used throughout the whole pattern. The cat is yelling at me. So my birthday start, April 6th, will be a Greyhound year by the Blue Flower. You can stitch on anything that makes you think of me in a good way. Okay.
Okay, so I would get in trouble if I stitched on the pattern that makes me think of a tornado. It's dragons. I need to get it started anyway. I love you.
Between Friday, Wednesday, I'm probably going to pull whips and work on them because I do miss my whips. I do miss my whips, and yeah, I gotta come up with a good system to work through my whips because I want to stitch on each whip before I go back and stitch on something I've already stitched on. With the exception of the ornaments, I think the ornaments would just be counted as one whip selection and just work on an ornament or till it's finished. I gotta come up with something, whether I pull out my decision roulette wheel or
I was going to see if I can find one of those spinning knobby boards like they used to have at the Eagles back when they were by the railroad tracks.
they still have that board.
But I was thinking, just write your whips on there with the marker, just around.
It's like a roulette wheel.
Yeah,
that's what decision roulette is.
I know, but I like tangible. I like things people can see. I know what it is. I'm just saying that's what I would do. I'm weird. I want to spin the wheel. I want to spin the wheel of fun.
I have a wheel with some of my whips. It just some of them are done, so I need to edit it. So it's probably what I'll just do. I go back and forth on the little decision wheel app. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. So that's all we have for the week. What do we want the people to do?
Keep being awesome.
You keep being awesome.
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy me Bobby. All the YouTube stuff.
Drop us a comment.
Yep.
If you are in the South, please be careful because there's fires across Texas. There's storms coming up this week. There was a massive tornado in Arabi, Louisiana, which we actually sat and watched live on the Weather Channel because they had tower camera. That was crazy.
The flashes of lights of transformers being destroyed by the tornado.
They're like, oh, power flashes. Oh, that's probably a tornado in progress. That's literally how the guy said it. He's like, that's probably a tornado in progress.
Crap.
And then you heard silence. I've never heard dead silence with the Weather Channel.
Well, I think that might be the first time they've caught a tornado before anybody else. Like we usually find out about this like from the radar, not from our cameras.
Their 40th anniversary is May 2nd. And they've been having fun with some nostalgia memories. And there's lots of great clips of Jim Cantor getting excited over weather. It's great. All right, we'll see you all next week. Have a great week.
Bye.